My name is Busayo Adegbulugbe Busayo Adegbulugbe Busayo Adegbulugbe Busayo. However it is you want to pronounce it, it is Adegbulugbe Busayo Jeremiah. I am a graduate of engineering, Department of Surveying and Geoinformatics from the University of Lagos. I finished 2018, 2019. I'm a chef by profession and every other thing by leisure. I'm from a family of four, me being the second slash last born, and I've been on Earth for over 20 years, so you can do an estimate of what my age is. I was 5 when I was told that I won't be using my legs again. Started from a single syringe, and it's changed the whole episode of my life. Well, maybe didn't change per se, but it's reformed it. I think that's a better way to put it. I'm a Christian, a believer, and a strong, profound believer at the supreme person, which is God. I came back from playing football with my friends, and I started running temperature. Told my mom, to my dad that, oh, I'm running temperature, or whatever it is. Normal first aid, first day, second day, third day, it worsened, and we had to call a nurse around the block that in Yoruba, someone's not feeling fine and all those things. Share one lay, are you at home and all? The man said, yeah, sure. Why? Come on, but she's not a quack. Don't get me wrong. She's good. She works with a federal, let me say federal state government hospital. I think it's a federal hospital. And when there, apparently my sister too got a dose of the injection, and in less than a couple of hours, then I started limping. Like, I couldn't share what's happened to you, my mom said. And they're like, Ashe, are your ninis in your bikini? What did the 5 year ninis in she yama yama? My mom also said. Then with struggle, my mom picked me up and we all went, back home with my sister. In the middle of the night, the devil came knocking in a form of horror. He said, will this young boy ever use his legs again? Oh, that was what the newspaper said. It went all round. Everybody were always asking, will this boy ever walk again? But the truth was, I actually wished I was still working right now. Everyone has ever had an incident or the other, maybe visual impairment or hearing impairment, all those things. They always wish that they had their lives back. But when all hopes are lost, what's left for you is what? To become hopeful that the life you lost will be gained back one other way. Probably through struggle to become a better person. I won't say struggle because struggle sounds like an enduring word. I would say growth. We got home and middle of the night, my mom found out that I was running temperature, and I was all muddled up on the bed like sardine, just like in a bowl and all, shivering and all. Then I was rushed to an emergency unit, in a hospital. I won't name the hospital for confidentiality. And I was kept in an emergency. I couldn't move. What really baffled me was that my sister and I were given the same dose just 3 years difference. I was 5, she was 8. And it turned out that I was being affected by the dose. I don't know why. I don't know if it's spiritual. I don't know if it's physical. I don't know. It just happened. And the eventuality was that I ended up in the hospital and got to a point where everyone was really wondering what was going on, like what was the problem, like kilo shele gongon, like what really happened, But no one really understood what really went down the line, from when I played ball, when I got home, when I got back from the nurse's place, when I went back home, and boom, emergency. It was like those Nollywood movies we watch. But reality was setting in when doctor came in after like 40 days of me being in this hospital and said this young man won't be able to walk. Probably not again. Just like magic. But me lying down there and just of course I don't understand what was going on. I was like, Mommy, I want to go back home to go and play ball. Mom was like, I just noticed that my mom's eye was like all teary. Dad was on night shift, so he couldn't make it, but it was being updated on what was going on. And I mean, as a kid, I didn't know what mood, how to read moods and all those things. I just act based on my childish intuitions and stuff. When I got home, there was this longing to go back to my normal life, but it all seemed like a fiction, because they keep telling me that very soon you go back to the fields. Field means my friends, our playing ground and stuff. And eventually there was no going back to the fields. There was a coming from the red room as concept as the hospital, and gradually trying to accept the new person was like a big lump of responsibility as a father when you're transiting from a husband to a father. That huge responsibility of performance, because you really want to really show that you're not just a husband, but you're a father to a kid or to children. That was the kind of lump that was on my shoulder, because I already knew that something was wrong, because I couldn't move my legs. I could feel it, but I couldn't move the legs. And 8 years, when I was 8 years old, I was 3 years down the line, I went for operation. Now, I didn't know the angle which I will be coming in from, because personally, I feel it is much more than the medical reasons. This is way spiritual than physical. But however it is, I would let your discretion do the calculation or the analysis primarily. So, 3 years down the line, when I was 8 years, went for operation, had 3 precisions. In between, some complications happened, and we couldn't finish the operation, the surgery. So we had to stop in between and try to find a way to result into rehabilitation, even when it was not fully concluded, based on some medical reasons which I really don't understand myself. So eventually, after the operation, I started using walking aids as the caliper, just to get myself back in shape and all those things. I mean, according to medical facts or theories, so to say, after a period of time, when I've used the walking aids, I should be able to start walking again, So eventually, I started using the walking aid. Used it for a couple of years. Went to school with it. They would tell me, you don't jump, you walk with the whole thing. You don't just jump. You put one leg to the other, one leg to another, one leg to another, your crutch to another. and all those things. But because I really don't like a slow life, I really want to be on that fast move, moving fast, doing things ASAP, like no dolly moment. But that was really slowing me down. And according to narratives, when the problem happened when I was like 5 years, so it's even less than it's not like 5 or like 4 going on 5. So when I was within that age range, mom told me that because there was no means for me to go from one place to another, I actually devised a means. That was the means that I was able to use to go through primary school, through secondary, through university, even being on the wheelchair. I started using the wheelchair when I was in SS1 rather. When I was in SS1, I started using the wheelchair, and all through from JS3, JS2, JS1, primary school, the nursery and all, I used the crutches and caliper, and it was like an up and down movement, because some days I use the crutches and caliper, some other days I ditch it. I just use my normal created form of walking. According to what my mom said, that I was able to create a form of walking, that actually suited my own comfort. You get? Because I've tried to ask people, people of the same disability, that when you don't use a wheelchair, what do you do? Like, how do you move? How do you walk around? Most of them crawl. Well, I'm surprised that I don't crawl. I don't know. I just created it. It's like you suspended with your 2 hands on your leg and just, still. I played ball with it apparently. Back in secondary school, I remember that one particular time when I created a league for 5-a-side, and I was the keeper. Most of my peers then always wanted me to be the keeper because you can score. I don't know, like shoot shots for me. Be CR7, CR9 concept. If you score, because I'm always like all on that 3-meter goalpost, just there like Goliath. Even if you be David, you be Ezekiel, Israel, whoever, you come shoot shots, you go enter. So then it was like beautiful because I kind of bonded with my peers in school then, and it was also beautiful. In fact, more beautiful because they all accepted me, because in fact, you just have no choice. The boy is sweet back in secondary school days, was sweet, so you just have to enjoy the sweetness. Be like B, one condos I've just gone, one condos chop from the only way they the B. That's how it actually was. But mid year, when I was like 15 or thereabout, crisis came again, and I went to depression. Depression hit so hard that I felt that there was no way again. Like, that was just the end of it. Like, okay, well, just come and kill me. Let's just know where we're going to from here. Until I took a time to like reflect on the good and the bad and the ugly, like really understand where exactly the problem came from, and I realized that it was just basically low self-esteem and the feeling of inadequacy. Because I always thought that, we humans generally, we all came to this world with a talent or with an ability to do something. Okay, what exactly is the ability? Where does the ability lie in? Does it lie in your leg? Does it lie in your head? Does it lie in your hand? Does it lie in your shoulder? Does it lie on your nose? On your lips? Where exactly? Like, that was me trying to really understand the complexity of humans, because I really want to know, okay, if there was no leg, will I really become who I want to be? If there was no arm, will I really become what I want? Like, where exactly does the well of opportunity come from as a human? Then it dawned on me that it's here, just the mind. If you're able to dream it, you can actually do it. If you're able to think it, you can actually do it. No matter whatever it is that you're actually going through, even if you're going through it in your mind, if you're going through it physically, whatever way it is you're actually going through a form of disability, it all starts from here. So those who are mad, like that cycle, okay, maybe no chance for them, because this is where the oil of opportunity comes from. But once your mind is intact, you can actually do anything you set your mind to do, no matter the physical limitation, you can actually achieve. So that was like the turning point for me, and I realized that I just needed to change my orientation, and which I did. From then to now, there have been a huge difference, in my life story, because I've really not seen someone who is determined to do something and doesn't achieve it. You know, I went through university, I went through secondary school, I went to primary school, and I'm a graduate from Faculty of Engineering, the first choice school in Nigeria, University of Lagos. So I think I'm privileged to even have a work that I'm doing. Like, I've written applications when I was done with university. I wrote applications from some companies. Some of them I turned down. Some of them couldn't meet up to expectation. You know, because most times I turn down offers when I don't get a pay that is reasonable. Do you understand? Because I don't jump buses. I don't jump downfall. I don't jump all these things because they're not made for me because I'm using the wheelchair. Those conductors, those drivers, they don't have patience. I tried it once. I got my clothes on. Remember that day, trying to meet up for interview. The HR didn't know that I'm on the wheelchair. I mean, I don't. When I send the CV, you don't even know. See, is it a fine boy, soft boy in my CV? Because I put pictures on my CV. Is it a fine boy? Oh, see beard. Oh, beard gang. Oh, pink lips. Yeah. Let's him. Be maybe a salesperson or whatever. Most time when I arrived there, I mean, so a couple of times I arrived there, I'm like, So now which this boy be? Yeah. You know, they cannot say, malo, go. Ferrying guy. We don't want the kind of person, not people someone in the wheelchair. They don't say, come. You should ask one mad hard question so you go fail. If you pass, they go ask your friend because you die. You just say, when you do I say, sorry, we'll get back to you. Get back to you. Benny, not get back to you again in the next 5 years. Don't even bother. So this particular time, I got a call up around Ikwe. So I tried entering bus. I got my clothes on, one of my blue shirts, and I got there. You know, I was just downstairs. Every other person were already upstairs. So it was a story building. So I was hoping that someone will come down and ask me, okay, sorry, who are you? What are you here for? Or are you part of the people? 1 hour went down the line. No one came to meet me and asked me that. Sorry, who are you? Or whatever it is. You know, it's just so daunting. But because I was persistent, I'm like, I don't really want to see the end of this. I stayed behind. So when everybody had left, you know, I met with the woman. I was like, sorry, I'm here for the interview. And no one actually asked me what I wanted. I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry. We didn't know. What's your name? My name is Busayo Adegbulugbe. We searched and we called the name and we didn't get any response. We just thought maybe you were not around. Okay, I'm here now. So what next thing? Like, we are done for the day and blah 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 blah. I was like, oh, okay. So there's no way I can come back for my own personal interview. And it's like, okay, that should get back to me. That time I was pissed. I was like, just tell me you're no longer interested in hiring or you're not interested in interviewing me. Like, no. Not than saying come back later or you get back to me. But like, no, we're sorry, blah 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 blah. At that point, I've gotten to that my peak where the next thing is just to attack, just give you straight, give your size. But I felt that being professional, you just need to be able to control your emotions. And I said no problem. And once I said no problem, nothing comes afterwards. Even if you bring insult on me, no problem is like I've locked up already. That no matter what you say, it doesn't get to me again. Because no problem is like the key to the gate. So I said no problem. She was talking. I honestly don't want it to be rude to walk out on her. But I felt if they did that to me, I wouldn't like it. So I decided not to wait until she was done talking. And I left back. You know what we call peace? What even boast? What bossed my most was the fact that my clothes here. For 4,000 naira. Oh, do me pay 4,000 naira. Massive in every shawarma, the burger, the spaghetti. 4,000 naira, I pay me die. But I was like, okay, no problem. I went back home and I was like, it's fine. I got on that offer again, and because normally I don't usually. I mean, I said earlier, I don't usually use public transport because of patience from the conductor or the driver. So most times I use Uber. So this time when I got there, they were like blown, like, wow, get on the wheelchair with this CV, with this work experience, with this qualification and blah blah blah. Come on, let's give you a try. So I was called back, and I felt that this is an opportunity for me to express myself. Then I decided to ask them, oh well, now don't call me. How much be my salary? They said 50k. 50k. My mind just died. I mean, because I calculated the transport fare that I use per day, like not even to that place. So like on a very good day, maybe I'm going out, I use most of these very popular ones. I won't mention names because you guys didn't pay for sponsorship. So, what we just say is that I use most of these transportation methods, and in a day, to and fro, if I'm to go to the slightest place, let's just imagine 2,000 naira go, 2,000 naira come, and if I'm coming from Yaba, I stay on the mainland to the island, you can go like 3,000 naira, you know, and that's 6,000 naira, 3, 6. Now, we do matter. 6k times 5, that's 30k. 1 week, 30k, bam. Times 4 weeks, make 1 month. 30 times 4, that's 120k. Bam. Oh, DJ, I was in bell. Come on, let's be serious. If I really want to work outside, is it that my transition is settled? That means there's a staff boss that comes around to pick us and go to work. Then we can do 100. Do you get? I'm an engineer. Come on, I finished from surveying and geomatics. Now we mine oil. Now we do all those. You know, georeferencing of places. You know, all these recce and all these things. Come on, CIS, GIS, all those things. You know, but I mean, so what? Instead of having to work under someone that will be paying you peanuts, why not just like put together some of the money that I saved up, family and friends, ask them for money, send them proposals, you know, and that was it. That was how I was able to get, you know, my establishment running, my business running, you know. And then the investor gave us some money to start. My mom gave, my dad gave, my close friends dropped money, and that's how I was able to start the restaurant business I'm actually running right now. You know, I mean, if I'm to give an estimate of how much this establishment that I run is close to 500,000, like more than 500,000. That's like 900, give or take. That was then. So if you have to do, that was 2020. Now things have gone up. Dollar is increased already. So if I'm to give you an estimate of how much this establishment is, like going to like 1.9 million. So thanks to those who are coming to my life and, you know, and I've seen that, okay, well, this boy has potentials. Let's invest in him.